Hello and welcome to the Company Interiors channel. We're a channel that covers office interior design work, workplace ideas, hints and tips of what you can do to create a better workspace. So in today's video, we're going to actually go to a site, we're going to do a survey, I'm going to run you through the entire process, even starting to put the drawings and the designs on a CAD system and producing the whole thing from start to scratch. Please watch it to the end and please subscribe if this would be of interest to you.
Hi, so here we are back on site. This is a new inquiry, new client. This is a catering company. What they're doing is they're expanding into these larger premises. They have mobile vehicles. We're going to be building an industrial kitchen. We've got offices to the front. We've got a retail centre. So these are different workplaces. They're not well, they are offices, but they are also industrial or industrial design. So what we got to do first of all, we've got to get the survey done. We've got to get some drawings produced. So let me talk you through how I do that. First of all, I will start off with my pad, I will start off with my laser, and I will start going around the building and just making sure that we've got all the dimensions in that we're going to need. We always start off with the overall length, the overall width. We can always double check those measurements, but we've always got to make sure that the building itself is right. Don't start with all the internal measurements and hope that they will all work out. Always check those ones first. Triangulate, go sideways to sideways just to check that everything is square. We will then take the structure of the building, so check the columns, the supports of the building. You are always going to have structural columns around the perimeter. The length of it and the width of it, they will all be corresponding because they are holding up all the joists in the roof, and that is how the building is built. So as surveyors, we've got to understand the building process, of course. After that, start with the core, the central sets of stairwells that take everything up from ground floor to first. Then the toilet blocks, those would all be part of the original build. Then we will set ourselves about internal partitions, internal walls. Then we will be mapping the electrical installation, the lighting installation, and then all the rest of it as well. So everything's on a pad. We're now just going to go off and we're going to show you how we then correspond that, still manually with drawings from site, onto a scale drawing before we head back to the office and start getting it CAD'd up. So I've just found ourselves a little vantage point in on the site here. So what I'm going to show you is, after taking all of the details of the building and putting on our notebook, what I'd always like to do is I like to try and take an A1 piece of paper. I like to then have a scale rule, and I like to take these dimensions off of the pad and then actually put them on the drawing manually. That allows a double check to make sure that we have achieved all the correct measurements. If we can work this out on scale, on plan, we've got all the internal measurements, we've got the overall dimensions correct, we've got 2 floors here, then we know that we have got the information. What will happen more often than not is we will get to a point, it doesn't actually work out, we maybe have written down the measurements incorrectly. We've got a chance then to go back and then just get it right. There's nothing worse than getting back to the office, starting working on your CAD system, and then finding out the dimensions don't work out and you've got to go back to site. So double check, get that all right, scale it all up. It doesn't take long to do that, just so then we've drawn it all out manually. I will also use my iPad quite a lot. This allows me to take photographs of the particular area. It's another mental reminder of what we've got here. It allows me with my Apple Pen to then put some measurements on here, to write onto the photographs, to save those for my files, and it's just another reminder we've got everything. Also useful if you're talking to the client, you might well want to send off photographs of what you've seen and what you are recording. Very useful for that. I'm going to put some links on the video so you can see all the equipment I use, you can see the laser, you can see the iPad, you can see all the equipment that we find useful in doing these surveys. So let's now get back to the office and start getting it drawn up. Okay, so here we are back in the office. We're going to start going through now, actually taking the drawings and the information that we took from site in terms of all the drawings on these scale drawings here on paper, and also
all the information that we've got on our iPad, all the photographs, all the information, and we're going to start now putting that onto CAD, actually drawing that out. So this is the plan, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer you now straight onto the screen so you can see how we do it. So here we are with our survey that we're starting to put on the system. So where we will always start with is we'll start with the layers. So the layers of the drawing are going to be all of the components, all the information from lighting, small power, partitioning, flooring, ceilings, all the way through the whole drawing. So it's important from the site that we have recorded all the information. There's nothing worse than getting back and then just realizing that we've forgotten something. That is why we go through that two-step process. Survey it, put it in the notepad, scale it out on paper, and then come back and put it through the system from here. So other drawings that would start, and as we get into more detail about those layers, here we would start with the small power or underfloor, building up through reflected ceiling layout. This is all our mechanical installations that we can see here. Keep on going. Flooring layout. So this is our carpet design. Quite an interesting different scheme. We've got hubs, receptions, T-points, open plan, field colors, and highlight features. And that's our partition layouts. That is a general arrangement, so that is all the layers, as you can vaguely see what is going on there. That is all of the information all compiled into one and all overlaid, but you can clearly see the layers begin to build up. You can see the reflected ceiling layout. That is where all the lighting is going to go. That's all the information that is actually in the ceiling. We then have furniture layouts, and then on the left hand side here we've got our legends. This will describe to the drawing exactly what those items are. So you can see here on the screen electrical, fire alarms, mechanical layouts, carpet details, flooring, all the finishes that we've chosen. So this is the design process that we're going through, and then we get into more developed designs, T-point drawings, booths, how exactly they are going to be built. So this is produced for site, so they can see exactly what is going on, what all the finishes are, all the associated titles as to what is going on in the environment from start to finish. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this. General arrangement, so that is all the layers, as you can vaguely see what is going on there. That is all of the information all compiled into one and all overlaid, but you can clearly see the layers begin to build up. You can see the reflected ceiling layout. That is where all the lighting is going to go. That's all the information that is actually in the ceiling. We then have furniture layouts, and then on the left hand side here we've got our legends. This will describe to the drawing exactly what those items are. So you can see here on the screen electrical, fire alarms, mechanical layouts, carpet details, flooring, all the finishes that we've chosen. So this is the design process that we're going through, and then we get into more developed designs, T-point drawings, booths, how exactly they are going to be built. So this is produced for site, so they can see exactly what is going on, what all the finishes are, all the associated titles as to what is going on in the environment from start to finish. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this.